Welcome to Gaia's Love, a podcast of brief messages to help humanity bridge the gap to the new earth. My name is Vivienne Gerard. It is my delight to be a scribe for consciousness today, sharing the wisdom that flows through from Source. Here we go. Episode 244. It is Thursday. Here in Cincinnati, it's hot, sticky, beautiful. Sunshine, no rain. Sunshine, no rain. We have beautiful weather on tap for this weekend, and I will not be making a podcast tomorrow. I think I'll make one on Monday, but I'm not going to commit 100% to that. We'll kind of see how the weekend goes, and then I'm for sure not going to do a podcast on Tuesday. Alicia and I are wrapping up her visit here with some creative time. So we'll see. I may be back Monday, or it might be next Wednesday before I come back into Gaia's Love podcast space. So if that unfolds with a little bit of time and distance between this one and the next one, just go back and play with some of the episodes that you haven't listened to yet, and you'll match up with exactly the one that most serves you, because that's how energy works, and it's just fun. It's fun to play that way. I've had several people tell me, how did you know that was exactly what I was feeling or experiencing the day that you're creating this podcast? Like, you wrote it for me. Or they'll go back and listen to one and go, that was exactly what I needed today. It's energy. It's just energy matching up with like energy. And when that happens, it's fun and easy and magical, and it doesn't make sense, and the mind doesn't understand. So play in that space if you feel called to. Today is Thursday, tomorrow is Friday, and Saturday is my festival. And so I am arriving in this space with bubbles of champagne excitement inside my body, a very grounded giddiness, and such, as Esther Hicks would say, eagerness, appreciation for what is, and eagerness for what is arriving. Let me say that again. Appreciation for what is, and eagerness for all that is arriving. That's where I am in this moment, and it is so good and so spacious, and it feels so easy. It feels so easy. I'm just going to sort of ramble through whatever the thoughts are today. So I feel like there's a title or a thread, and also I'm just not going to commit to it. We'll just kind of see where it goes. When my husband and I at the time were dating, and we had moved into this house together, we had a family reunion. We'd been in the house a year, and both of us were committed to not getting married again. Like, that was it. One divorce, not doing it again. We'll just live together and, have fun. And then we had this family reunion at our house, and we had a whole bunch of people in town, and it was easy. It wasn't that difficult. And so I was sitting with my husband the next day when everybody had left, and I said, by the way, Star sees something out the window, so you may hear him putting his voice into the conversation today. So we were sitting by the pool, and I said to Brad, we could just get married. It doesn't have to be this whole big thing. He's like, what do you mean, and when, and how would that work? I said, well, we could do it next month. It was August when this happened, probably almost 5 years ago. And I said, why don't we do it next month? We'll do it in September. And I remember him just looking at me like, okay. So we walked around to our front yard, and we kind of mapped out like how we would set up a stage, and where we would get married, and who we would invite, and how we would do the food. And for the next 5 weeks, we raced around and got all the details together, found a dress, got his suit, like organized everything. And we had 110 guests, I think, that were here in our front lawn by September for our wedding. And it was so much fun, and it was so easy compared to, the year or two that some people that I did in my first marriage, that we spend on planning a wedding. So when I decided to do this festival, I remember having the feeling of, I don't want it to be huge work. I don't want to have this heavy feeling as I'm planning this event that feels like it should be easy and fun and playful and, you know, a new way of having a festival. If it's about energy, I don't want it to feel heavy. And so I started the serious part of the planning about 5 weeks ago. Not deliberately thinking it was 5 weeks, just knowing that's about the amount of time I would need. And it's all coming together, and it's been some work, but really, compared to what I believe many people put into events like this, it's really been very simple. And I've kept it as simple as possible. And now we're here. It's like so close, and I'm starting to realize, you know, when you're really excited about something and you try to not think about it because you don't want to build it up too much in your head, and so you just know it's happening, but you're not like dreaming about it and talking about it and, you know, putting all this like detail to it. That's how I've been feeling. It's like, I know it's right there. I know it's coming. I know all the logistics are in place, but I haven't fully allowed myself to go through the whole day energetically and feel what it's going to feel like. And a lot of that is because I want it to be fresh and in the moment and not have it so thought out and rigid that I can't just play in that space. Yeah, so there's all of that. Well, last night, I'll go back to last night. So last night yesterday afternoon, last night, we put together all these lights that my husband hung up for our wedding, and we had up for a while, and then we took them down. We strung all these lights through the whole of the front lawn and connected all these trees and then turned them on. And so last night we got home from Graders. Oh my God, it was beautiful. It was like, oh, these lights were like sparkling. It was so beautiful. Looked like a magical fairyland. So that's all in place. And then, you know, blah, blah, blah. There's all these logistics that we're going to get taken care of in the next 2 days. And then it's time to drop in together, to be in that space together, which is going to be so fun. Okay, so the part that I thought I was going to talk about, except I guess I wanted to share all of my joy with you. The part that I wanted to, I can tell I'm like, ah. All right, grounding again. The part that I wanted to share was this idea, this feeling of destiny. So I believe there are mythical ways that we define destiny or expect destiny. And it perhaps has this feeling of there's one destiny for each person, and so you're here to achieve that one destiny and nothing else. Like that's the path that you're on. I believe that it's a constant unfolding, and that as we claim the first phase of whatever we feel our destiny is, or our alignment with our path, as we claim that first step, then the next layer of that destiny appears. And then as we claim that, the next layer appears after that. And so it's a bit like walking through a tunnel, and each step through the tunnel is taking you closer to whatever this ultimate light is. And along the way, you're seeing more and more light as you're walking through the tunnel. Or like we were just talking about over the past 2 months with a wormhole, the closer you get to arriving at the end of that wormhole, the more powerful the light becomes, the more clearly you can see that you're going to pop out of this and go to wherever it is you want to go next. That's what it feels like to me. The path that I'm taking, writing One Day Gaia's Gift, I didn't know until maybe 6 months before I started writing it that was even a book that was inside of me. I had no idea. I'd never even thought about these festivals. None of that was in my awareness. There was just this sort of sense or feeling that there was a book that wanted to be shared that started to form. And as I tuned into it and paid attention to it and focused on it, it expanded. And then these stories just flowed right out. It was so easy. It was so easy. And then I created the physical form of the book. And as I was creating it and reading these stories that had moved through me, I started to have this sense of, I'm going to go to these places. I'm going to visit these places, and I'm going to help activate the energy in these places. Like, really? Can I do that? How would I do that? Well, how doesn't work? How doesn't work in the mind? How doesn't work in the wormhole? You just follow the feeling of it. And so I followed the feeling of the book, and I published the book. And that was enough for a while, until that feeling started to move forward again. Like, you need to begin the festivals. Just start the first festival and see what happens. And so now here I am, and it's happening, and it's not this massive earth-shaking, everyone's coming and it's going to be this like fireworks in the sky festival. It's not that. It's the feeling inside of me of fireworks. It's the feeling I have of, I am so in alignment with what I am here to do. Like, this is incredible. It feels so good. And the more I follow and flow that feeling, the natural next steps just keep showing themselves. And this beautiful creation continues to unfold around me. So we have this festival on Saturday, which is going to be so sweet and so good and so powerful. And there's going to be so much love expanding for all those who are here, or all those who are tuning in. And then next week there's going to be perhaps a pause or a rest, some integration. And then I know this feeling is going to move through me again. And there's going to be this pull, this momentum to create the next festival. And it may not even be a festival. Alicia and I have been talking a lot about this. It may just be a small little group of us traveling to each of these places in the book and filming it and sharing the documentary. It may be a book that I write about going to those stories in the book. I don't know. And it's also, I'm not worried about it. I'm not focusing on trying to figure all that out. I'm just right here enjoying this moment, knowing absolutely I am meeting my destiny and meeting the next layer of my destiny and unfolding into the next layer of my destiny. And it just keeps creating, and I'm creating it. I have every choice all along the path to have said, I don't want to get married. Sorry, Brad, we're just going to live together forever. And he could have too, but we both chose something different and created this amazing life we're living. And now here I am. I could have chosen to not write the book or publish it, and yet I felt that pull, and so I created that next step of my destiny. I could have just stopped at the book. You get the feeling. It's this movement that just, it flows through with such strength and power and ease and joy. And when we tune into that and we just surrender to it and follow the impulses, what gets created is, it exceeds everything we could have tried to come up with in our mind. Michael Singer wrote a book called The Surrender Experiment, and it's absolutely true. You just surrender into whatever is flowing through you. You say yes to it, and you follow it, and then follow it again, and follow it some more. And this incredible life is created with each of us in our own driver's seat of that life. And there's no, like, I don't feel that we have to do anything. We don't have to come here and do big things or write books or have events or travel the world. We don't have to do any of that. We can just come as souls into human bodies and feel the beauty of a human experience and be present with the flowers and the earth and music and light and water and just be. We can just be here in this physical body. And that's an incredible destiny for any soul in a human form to experience. And then some of us, there's just more that wants to be created, more that wants to be shared, more that wants to be experienced. And that's okay too. And so each one, we have our own flow, we have our own unique way that energy is going to move through us. And our destiny, our job is to understand it, to listen to it, to follow it, to trust it, and then just to enjoy the process as it moves through us. So I am enjoying right now. I am delighting in this experience and just how miraculous it feels to me. And that's destiny. That's magnificent. And I'm only expecting it to be better and better as the weekend goes through and as people are here, and it's going to be amazing. So I don't know what I'm going to do on Monday or Sunday, but I know it's good. I know it's good. Yeah. So perhaps this weekend you tune into the vibration of what I am holding here in my little area of Cincinnati. Tune into the vibration of that and match it for yourself. What energy do you want to flow through you this weekend? What creations do you want to allow to form through your physical body? Like what is it that you want to match or tap into with us? Because it's good. It's good. So I will be back sometime next week, and I just wish all of you a beautiful weekend. Thank you for tuning into this vibration of pure love. I invite you to join me in aligning with the optimal health of your mind, body, spirit in the virtual community of Viv's Energy Gym. You can learn more at mysouljourney.com. Let's take this message of Gaia's love out into all of our relationships and communities today. So much love from my heart to yours.